Hello and welcome to this special presentation replay of the 2012 Football League Championship playoff final. It's West Ham versus Blackpool here at Wembley today. I'm Chris Gold, matchday presenter at the London Stadium, and joining me on co-commentary for this special broadcast, it is the man who's playing today. It's Carlton Cole.
Hello, how you doing, people?
Yeah,
lovely to see you again.
Carlton, what a day this is going to be.
Yeah, it was a brilliant day. There's me looking all strapping and ready for action. Leading by example, although I'm not captain. But yeah, I felt good.
Mate,
I was ready to go.
How nervous were you before this? I was thinking, as a fan, this is one of the most nervous I've ever been. Those playoff games are terrifying. Like, what was it like to be out there this day?
It was nerve-wracking, but I was just focused on what I had to do. As you can see, I actually didn't move in that lineup there. I was just focused, and everyone was clapping the crowd. I was just standing there like a robot because I felt the need to just stay focused all the way through because I knew what was riding on that game. Yeah. Do
you remember the games against Blackpool that season?
Yeah, we done well against them, didn't we? So I was actually surprised they was in this position to play us. But yeah, they done well in this game, and before that, but we had their number. That's why I think a few of the players were a bit overconfident.
Yeah, but we finished 11 points above them in the league this season.
Yeah. So the boys were really confident, and obviously, when you're too confident, sometimes that bodes complacency. Sometimes, and that kind of affects you going into a game. But I just was fully focused. I hadn't had the best of games against Blackpool, so I wanted to actually do something against them this time.
Look at this team, such a good team, isn't it? Tomkins, Collison, Taylor, Nolan. This is a Premier League team lining up this day. Big Sam as manager too.
Yeah, it was a massive. We had a great team, I think. You got to look at the whole scope of the thing. Like, we had the pressure on us because we probably had the best team in the league, to be honest. And everybody was trying to give us. We already knew that we had pressure on us because they expected us to win the league. But because we didn't win the league, the pressure was actually more on us because now we're playing against Blackpool that we've obviously beat properly in the two games prior to that, and then we were just expecting a big win, and I think the fans were that confident too, to be honest.
Yeah. So where did you stay the night before the game? Did you stay in your usual kind of home hotel?
Yeah, so we stayed in a hotel the night before.
Do you remember which one? Was it the usual kind of hotel you'd stay at for West Ham home?
To be honest, I can't remember. I'll be lying to you if I did, but it was like because remember there was a long gap from this game, from the last game of the season to this game. So I think we had like 2 weeks of just training, and that was long in itself. So everything that happened between the last game and this game was just everything was gearing up for this one match, and that's where the pressure started to lie.
Yeah, you see, the last game before this was 7th of May. We beat Cardiff 3-0 in the second leg of the playoffs, and then you don't play again till the 19th. So 12 days of just sitting there thinking about this game, and the magnitude. I mean, that's not going to be good for your head, is it? Thinking about it so much.
No, like obviously. Even Sam before the game, well, not even before the game, about a week before the game, asked the players whether we wanted to go and see the Wembley, and there was a vote whether we should go as a team to go and see Wembley together and get the atmosphere and not the atmosphere, but the size of the pitch, the stadium capacity, just to know where and how we're going to feel when we get there, because we've never been in such a big stadium for such a big occasion together as a team. But there was obviously a vote to say, okay, we'll go there as a team. And I'd played there prior, so I knew what to expect.
There you are, look.
With Wembley. Yeah.
Oh,
I knew what to expect with Wembley, but I knew time was upon us to do some business, and I wanted the team to go beforehand to this game. Beforehand, to go and look at the size of the pitch, go and get the visualise where you're coming from, and try and implement it in the game on the day of the game. But it was just one of those ones that I think not everyone wanted to see the pitch before, because people are superstitious like that. But I wanted to do it because I was really big into visualization back then.
Yeah, so that's where you kind of go down and you just imagine what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I read Zlatan Ibrahimovic's book, and he does that. He said he would walk around pitches and he would visualise what's going to happen and just try and make it a reality. Yeah,
that's what I was big into that back then, especially if it was a game of this magnitude. I just felt that we needed to all be on the same page. So I was a bit disappointed why we didn't go to the pitch prior, but it works for some, works for some. It works for some. It doesn't work for some, but it works for me. So I was fully focused for this game.
When did you do that? The night before?
There, but I didn't go. I couldn't go, did I? Because I had to stay as a team. But luckily, I played there a few times for England, so I was all right. But some of those players hadn't played. Yeah, some of those players hadn't played that stadium before, so they didn't know what to expect.
There we go, Sam. So tell us about Sam's pre-match talk to the dressing. What would it have been? I mean, he doesn't need to fire you up that much, does he? It's so obvious how important this is.
Yeah, I think he just done the usual, really. Just tried to take as much pressure off of us as possible, and just say, listen, you know what we'll win this game for, and I think it was more to do with just getting it right from the start, because I think we just knew that we just had to start fast, and that was about it, and just try and play to our game, and no nervous mistakes that usually happens to us.
Yeah.
So that's what we was trying to focus on at the time.
Yeah.
But we had our game plan, and we was trying to stick to it as much as possible.
Did you feel the pressure this season? Because we're coming in there as one of the biggest team, well, the biggest team in the division. It's such a different pressure from the Premier League, where you're expected to win every week. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was just we felt the pressure straight away, obviously, because Reading came from nowhere. Remember
hang on,
that season?
Early chance. Oof.
Oh, there we go. I didn't even see what happened there. It's too quick for me. But yeah, Reading had come up really. Well, they had a fantastic season in the end, didn't they?
Yeah, they won the league, and we had awful rivalry with them as well.
Yeah, it was like late surge, and they'd done really well. It was like, and we just didn't see that coming. And then, so we just had to just stay focused all the way to the end for this game, because we knew we had a lot riding on it. So we just had to just
get the job done
in the correct way. Yeah, get the job done. It doesn't matter who or how scores a goal, but obviously everyone had to step up to the plate.
Yeah. Do you remember much of the start of this game? I remember how frenetic these opening minutes are. I'm sure both teams get a decent chance in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, obviously when it's just like one game, isn't it? It's really one game to like watch. Every move is being scrutinised. Like, if you're not getting close to your man, you're gonna hear about it from the fans, you know what I mean? So like, so you had to really be on the ball with this game, and I just didn't want to make any mistakes, and because I've been prone to making mistakes in the past, and this is not the time to make them, Carlton.
Right.
But I just felt if I won my battle between me and my opponent, so the defender, then I knew if I could just dominate him, then I could have a good game under my belt. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to control what I could control in front of me.
Yeah, it's funny, in that pre-match kind of warm-up we just saw there, the camera was focused on you a lot. It's clear that you know people they've picked you out as the difference maker in this game.
Mate, I don't know why, mate. I do not know why. I swear down, like. But yes, of course, I'd played for England. You know what I mean? I've been at Wembley before. So I was probably the goal getter in this side. Me and Vazte, so we had a lot riding on this game, and obviously I just knew that I had to shoulder the responsibility of leading that line and trying to make a nuisance of myself, and that's what I just kept on trying to do.
Early chance of Blackpool. Oh, Rob Green, what a save that is! 2 minutes 48 on the clock. Huge chance of Blackpool.
So that gets his nerves in tune. You know what I mean? So he's getting confident now, because obviously when you come off your line to make a good save like that, it's because it could have gone anywhere really.
I mean, that's a fantastic save, isn't it?
Yeah. You just know it's, if Rob doesn't save that, you just know it's not your day straight away from the kick.
Man.
So we knew that we had a quality goalkeeper behind us, and I just knew if I just kept on winning my battles, my aerial battles and all that sort of stuff, I'll grind them down as much as possible, and it'll just bring my support up, and then we could actually attack better.
Yeah. How did you find this season generally as a striker? You obviously scored tons of goals, and it's a step down from the Premier League. But did you notice the difference?
Yeah, of course. Like it was harder, as in it was more physical sort of game. Like there was not a lot of finesse going on. It was just more to do with getting the job done.
Yeah.
And using your quality as a player. Because you know that you do have your Premier League player, so you've got that in the back of your mind, saying, all right, I should have enough to beat this guy, or I should have enough to dominate him. So that's where you got to try and channel your emotions and your mind to try and attack the game in the right way.
Did you get much stick from like Championship defenders going, you think you're big time, you're not playing for England now? Were they giving you all that?
Nah, not really, because I've never been big time really. I'm just a sort of guy that's just to get on with the job. Happy to be out there and do my job as much as I can. And if I get my goal or snatch a goal or two, then I've done my job as a striker. But I just cared about getting out of this league. That's all I cared about. So it wasn't even for me. It wasn't about self-accolades. I just wouldn't really. Even if someone did say, "Oh, you're big time" or whatever, I'll just shrug it off. I'll just laugh at him. Because I'm on another mission, mate. If you want to stay down here and argue about that, you can stay down here. I'm going up Premier League, son.
I should say as well, if you're enjoying this commentary, Carlton and I have a new podcast out now, which is called The Footballer's Guide to Football, lifting the lid on what's really going on behind the scenes of football. This first series we're doing is focusing on youth football and everything that happens before your first big Premier League game. And it's quite fun, isn't it, Carlton? We've got some good guests.
Brilliant. Yeah, we've got some good guests. We've got some good guests coming on as well. So yeah, just stay tuned, man. Watch this space because it's massive at the moment, and the boys are really opening up.
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
Yeah, stuff. So this is brilliant. Like at this stage, I've been watching this game, and I've won all of my battles, mate, and I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm actually impressed with myself. I like, this is not the Carlton Cole I know, mate. Who is this guy? He's an imposter. He's having a good game.
Well, Carlton, I watched it. I watched the game. I watched the highlights of the game last night. Oh, Nolan's put. Oh, that's taken I watched the highlights of the game last night, and you don't smile much until the final whistle. You're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, like. Well, we'll see the goal. Well, maybe you'll score. We'll find out a bit. But you, even when you score, you're not really celebrating. You don't really smile.
I just want to get the job done, man. Yeah, I just want to get the job done. I haven't come here to play. It's not about It's not about smiling. It's not a game right now. This is life or death for everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just felt that this is not a time to smile. Smile after the game when we've won it. And that's why I probably went over the top with that wig I wore. If you're gonna smile, do it properly, right?
Oh man. So yeah, it's a nervy start, isn't it? These games are always so nervy at the beginning.
Yeah, so
it hasn't settled down.
Yeah, you're seeing like all of us just trying to find our feet at the moment and trying to settle the ship. Try to get an early goal as we planned, because once you get that early goal, then you can actually you can build from there and try and dominate the game from there on. But as you see, coming up, it doesn't work the way that we wanted it to work. But it is what it is, and we tried on. We cracked on, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, but our main thing was the midfield as well, because we just needed to out-strength them in the midfield, because we didn't want their ball players to start dominating in our midfield. So because I know they had a few good midfielders in their squad.
But it's such a good midfield we've got there. Noble, Nolan, I think Gary O'Neill, who's on and Jack Collison. I mean, that's a Premier League midfield.
Yeah, definitely. But in these one-off games, Premier League midfield or not, doesn't matter. You've got to turn up, and that's what we set out to do.
I was looking at the results from this season. So from the 4th of February through to this game, we only lost one game, which is that home game to Reading 4-2. Yeah. But the problem was the draws, wasn't it? We went for a run, and from the 7th of March to 24th of March, we drew 5 games in a row.
Yeah. We actually obviously knew that we had a problem of putting teams to bed, and we'll always. I've never been in a team where you actually drawn so many games in a row. That was unheard of. It's like we was doing it to spite ourselves. We don't want to win this game. We want to go through in the playoffs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just win the game. What are we doing? And there was so many chances. We was just ahead, and then they'll score a last-minute goal, and then we're thinking, what happened there? Do you know what I mean? And it just wasn't happening for us. So it was actually written in the stars that we went through to the Premier League in this fashion.
Yeah. Do you remember the period where we were drawing all the time? I actually felt that we were playing well. It was just it was almost like bad luck or something. But also the teams came to us and knew that it was good to get a point. If they came to us and got a point. So a lot of the time they'd be shutting up shop. And it was something we weren't used to. Yeah,
there would always, because look, we did have creative players, don't get me wrong, but we didn't have no creative specialist players that could unlock. We didn't at that time. We really didn't have a Lanzini or someone of that stature to be unlocking defences. We had good Premier League solid players, but we didn't have one of those magicians. So I would say, for me, we needed somebody like a Lanzini. Lanzini would be perfect to unlock defences, just a bit of magic. We had Vazte that came in, but he wasn't. It's not a Lanzini. He'll go and get a goal of something like that. But he was more of a goal getter rather than a person that unlocks the defence.
Yeah, let's talk about Ricardo Vazte. He when he came in, I think he'd already banged in a load of goals for Barnsley earlier that season. He played 22 games and scored 10 goals for Barnsley before he came to West Ham, where he scored 10 in 15 games. There he is there. What a player he was in this season.
Yeah, with Ricardo, I think that year was so unreal for him. Everything he touched, he scored. He was having a great season. So obviously, understandably, Allardyce bought him from obviously Barnsley and made sure that we acquired his services. And then he just, usually some people just come into the team and it takes a little while for them to settle in. He just started banging goals straight away, and that's where we actually and it was such a good thing because it took a lot of pressure off all the strikers as well. So I could start getting my goals here and there, and then he actually was pushing me as well. So I started to get a little bit more goals on the back end. Do you know what I mean? So Vazte was a wicked acquisition for us.
But it's funny, he never really kicked on in the Premier League. It felt like he never really got the chance either. He was obviously he played for us for another 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think I was the same as well. I think Sam had his ideas of what direction he wanted to go. I think he brought in Andy Carroll, and then I think a lot of the focus was around Andy Carroll and Kevin Nolan relationship, and for them to try and get the goals in. So some of Sam's attacking options kind of got I'd say shoved out, where I think that's where he could have controlled it a little bit more better as a manager. But I'm not criticising him. I just think that transition from the Premier League, from the Championship into the Premier League, should have been a lot more smoother and more involving the other players that were there before and just trying to get them. So there's a transition into evolving, not just abruptness and say, listen, you've done your job for this part now. You've got to crack on, kind of thing. And that's where I think he kind of failed in that sense. But he was actually good for the team, and he knew what his direction was, and that's you had to accept it.
Here we go. Oh, well, you're out wide there. It's unfamiliar territory, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the touchline,
mate. I've got all of them I've got all of those attributes. I can go wide, I can go central, I can drop into midfield, mate. In my heyday, I could do all of that, but just don't trust me with the ball at my feet.
Oh dear. Another thing to say as well, this is Rob Green's last game for West Ham, which feels so strange because you're like, what a high to get promotion, to having dropped down. You really feel like, this is an opportunity to kick on and become an absolute legend for the club. Did you know at the time this is his last game?
I kind of knew, yeah, because obviously he was always like, he's a cagey person who didn't spill all the beans, like, but you knew that because he hadn't there was no talks of him actually signing a new deal. I think he already made up his mind on what he was going to do. Oh no, it's 1-on-1 here. I'm expecting him to score.
That's a weak.
Yeah, so
weak shot.
If I was in that position and I'd done that, I think Sam would have taken me off. To be honest, it's not good enough. Should have scored, or should have actually manipulated the goalkeeper or something. Like, didn't do that.
Well, it's funny. 14 minutes in, Blackpool had the two best chances.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's a shaky start for West Ham. We didn't actually play too well, but we played. I'd say we played efficiently to what was required. That's the best way of putting it.
That's the thing about that they always say about like champions and winners, like they grind out results even when they're not playing well. This is like a classic example of that.
Yeah, this is definitely. And look, me and Vazte, we had a nice little connection, so I did actually like playing up top with Vazte coming into support. And then I had a great relationship with Matty Taylor as well, because I knew he could ping a ball on a sixpence for me. But,
did he set many goals up for you that season?
He set a few up, you know.
Guy Demel mistake there. Oh, another chance for Blackpool. Oh, blimey, I don't even remember that.
See,
that's the chance of the game. Guy Demel puts his hand up.
Do you know what? And if that was the other Phillips, I think we wouldn't be saying what we're saying right now. Because I think the other Phillips would have finished that. Kev.
Oh man, that is such a huge
I don't even remember that. Wow. How's he not scored?
Oh, that looks like it's in, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was in, man.
Oh man.
I was probably doing up my football boot, my laces up top. I don't actually remember that. Gosh.
You hear the fat West Ham fans getting behind the team. We've had a couple of early scares there.
Yeah.
I'm actually sat down in that end. I'm down that end, like on the camera side, near the corner. I think at this point I'm thinking, is this going to be one of those days?
Yeah, I was as well, to be honest. Because do you know what? In myself, I already knew I was confident. I was confident in myself because I knew I was having a good game. But then, when you see a few other players not really having such a good game, then you can start to get a bit nervous. There, I'm doing all I can because I'm holding up the ball. I'm bringing people into play. I'm winning my headers. Do you know what I mean? So I've done I'm doing my job. Now can I have some help, please? Kind of thing. And I'm not saying that was my whole thought process at that time, but I just wanted us to win this game as quick as possible and get it over and done with.
Finish it off.
But it just wasn't happening for us, and they was getting closer to getting a goal.
Yeah. Kevin Phillips is a dangerous striker, isn't he?
Yeah,
a veteran here, but he's still got it.
Yeah, I was so scared. Every time he had the ball in around the box, I was like, no, get close to him, snuff him out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so much experience.
I just didn't want him getting a shot off, because I know if he gets a shot off, we could be in trouble.
But we played so well. We should talk about the playoff semi-finals against Cardiff. In the first game in Cardiff, 1-2-0, Jack Collison brace. We just played them off the park. And then the second leg after Park, we won 3-0, and it was like a testimonial.
Yeah.
It was so effortless. You're like, these games are going to be incredibly tense. We've won 5-0 on aggregate. What was it like? Do you remember those semis?
Don't get me wrong. It was tense, mate. It was absolutely tense. But it weren't just tense for us, it was tense for them too. And obviously, because we actually thought that Blackpool was never going to get there, really. Do you know what I mean? We didn't think they was going to get to the final, but they did. So we was thinking, well, they must have picked up some momentum now, and they are a threat. So that's what we had in the back of our mind. But when we played Cardiff, we already knew there was a threat, and they were a good team, they're a solid team. Do you know what I mean? So we were kind of nervous, but at the same, because we've never been in it. Most of us have never been in a playoff situation before, so it's just unknown territory. So we just tried our best to try and keep it together. And then, listen, once I tell you, when that first goal goes in any game, especially in a high intensity game like this, you got to understand that it just means so much, and it settles the nerves, and then you can start thinking, okay, now my quality can come in. You know what I mean?
Now it's about going to that next level.
Going to that next level, because now we've got a little cushion. But yeah, there's a few times Jack actually he had me nervous a few times in this game. You know, I'm not gonna lie to him.
Why is that?
He had me really nervous in this game, but.
There's a bit, we'll get to the end of the game, but obviously we get a late goal.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh man.
Oh mate, but it all worked out in the end, didn't it? But that's what I'm saying, like, these games, you just don't want no one to be the bad guy in it, because it's really intense. So you don't want to be disappointed in your teammates. So I was so careful in everything I'd done. I just made sure that and I know, see midfielders, I just have so much respect for midfielders, because they're really in the thick of things. Do you know what I mean? Because one
Vaste into Carlton.
Vaste's into
back to Gary O'Neill. Vaste. First big chance for West Ham.
Yeah,
Vaste. First big chance there. Sam's chewing.
I was thinking, because for me, when that hit the side netting, because he'd had a few chances, Vaz, half chances, I'd say, and I was thinking it's not his day. He's usually. Everything he touches turns to gold at the moment, and it's just not going in for him at the moment. So I was thinking, Vaz, man, someone like you cannot be missing these chances. We need these to hit the target. And so that's what I was thinking. So my brain was thinking, is it one of those days? At this stage, definitely I was thinking, is it one of those days, mate? So I was like, no, it can't be. I've still got control of myself. Let me just keep on plugging away and winning my battles and see what comes of it.
Striker question: should he be flashing that shot at the near post? He's got to be going across the
You should always go across goal, yeah. But do you know what? Who was I to talk to Vaste at that time? Because everything he shot at goal actually went in at that stage, and I was so confident that. But maybe because of that 2-week gap, he was a bit rusty. Do you know what I mean? But I've seen him in training. He's on fire, the boy. So he was I was so confident playing up top with him, because I knew he's got a goal in him or two.
Was it? Was it Brighton at home? Yeah, Brighton at home. A few weeks before, about a month before this, he scores a hat trick, including an overhead kick and a 6-0 win on the where is it? Yeah, on the 14th of April.
Yeah.
That day, that was the Ricardo Vaste show. It was incredible. I think he scored a goal after like 5 seconds, but the referee chalked it off for some reason. So he could have had 4.
Yeah, I'm saying he was on fire, mate. And I was like, this geezer is just phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I had so much confidence when I played up top with him, because I knew if I don't score, he's going to score. Do you know what I mean? That's what we had, the relationship going. And it was a bit of a competition as well, because I think I was going for the golden boot, and he'd come through halfway through and he was trying to beat me. I was like, nah, I can't have that. That'd be a shame. I've been here the whole season and he's just come and he's still trying to beat me. But at this stage I was just thinking, come on, Coley, you got to get to grips. I didn't see this chance actually. Let me have a look again. Trying to get on a fast stick.
It's probably the first time you've been beaten in the air.
Yeah, that was the first time I got beaten in the air. Yeah, but yeah, I was on form. I'm not gonna lie. So I was putting myself about, making sure the defenders knew I was there.
Yeah, I think you got 13 goals up until this point.
Oh, really?
In the league this season, yeah. Decent.
No, I think I was on 14.
Oh, unless I presume they're not counting the. Well, I don't know. Does the goal in this?
This was my 15th goal.
Oh wow!
When I scored in this game, yeah.
Huge. In all the seasons you played for West Ham, is this the one that kind of sticks out as your favourite?
No. This was the most nerve-wracking. But you got to understand as well. Prior to this season, I think I'd scored another 15 goals in all competitions the season before. But we got relegated.
Yeah,
I mean, so I was having a good 2 years, to be honest, on the goal front. And I was the main goal getter at that time. But I would say, I just didn't sit up good for. But I would say, being obviously the season with Zola, when I broke into the England team, that was probably my best season, most enjoyable season.
Right, of course. League. Yeah. There's some fantastic moments in that season. I think, is it your goal at Wigan, that fantastic team goal?
Yeah, you
round it off by curling around.
So that season was probably my most enjoyable season ever, because I just felt that we were playing some good football. Everybody was on the same page. I was scoring, and it just felt and then I was getting in the England team as well. So it was just a great season for me that season. But yes, this is an enjoyable season in hindsight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
it's not an enjoyable
when you were in it.
Yeah, if you lose this game, it's not an enjoyable season. It's
exactly
one of the worst.
So it's a grind. It was a grind this season. I'm not going to lie to you, but we had the right mentality, and we got through it in the end.
How did you find that? Obviously, playing more games. How did that?
Well, obviously, because I didn't have an injury, but I was managing my injuries because it was a lot of games, and I wasn't used to it, and it was like a fast tempo as well. So Sam had to kind of manage the team in the best way he could, because we'd had a few old legs, not old legs, but like experienced legs, I would say. So we had to kind of manage it in the correct way to get the best out of every player that we had on the pitch at a time.
Going back to the start of the season, so obviously Avram goes away, in comes Sam. How did Sam kind of change things around? Was it immediate? Did he come in and just turn everything upside down, or what did you remember that summer?
What I'd say, like, he just brought organisation to the camp. Obviously, under Avram, I think we was a little bit disorientated. Like, Avram was a great guy, but I wouldn't say he's a great organiser. And that's what we were missing. And then obviously when Sam came in, he brought in Kevin Nolan. He made the direction of selling Scott Parker. So, and also Matthew Upson had left as well. So we had a new direction, and the gaffer kind of told us, listen, we're in this together now. So this is what we have for the rest of the season. Let's see this is what we're left with. So let's just have a good grind out, make sure that we get the results and bring it home. And so everyone knew their roles, everyone knew their jobs, and then we acquired some other players. Like, I think we got Sam Baldock in that season.
Yeah, Sam Baldock. Nicky Maynard.
Nicky Maynard, Henry Lansbury. We went through a lot of strikers as well. I don't know. Sam must have been trying to replace me so badly. Like, just didn't want me there, innit?
Brian Montenegro, remember him?
Oh yeah, Brian. Did he kick a ball for the first team?
I don't think he did.
He didn't, did he? But I don't think that was Sam signing anyway, to be honest.
John Carew.
John Carew come in. Like, listen, mate, we had some good players, experienced pros. Yeah. So I was just thinking, man, this is going to be a good season, because we just had a lot of players at our disposal. But when you got too much options, sometimes it doesn't work out like the way you want it and the way you planned it to go.
Yeah, I was having a look. So the amount of games that different people played. Yeah, so is it Freddie Sears? Did Freddie Sears play some time in the season as well?
Yeah, Freddie Sears. I think he did at the start, and I think he did after that. Then he went on loan, I think.
Yeah, so these are all the strikers who played this season. Sam Baldock played 24 games. Nicky Maynard 16. You played 43 out of 46. That's pretty good going. John Carew made 21 appearances. Ricardo Vazte 18. Freddie Sears 12. Frank Newell got 5 games. Brian Montenegro did play a game. Freddie Picquion played 21 games, and Robert Hall managed 4. So it's quite a spread of strike partners you've got there. You're playing with a different bloke every other week.
Mate, I just had to crack on with it, mate. I didn't have a... But when obviously Vaz came in, then obviously he was the main go-to guy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I could play with this guy and make sure that we form a good partnership and try and get us up a little bit. But obviously, when you had Kevin Nolan behind you as well, he was like a striker anyway, because he'd chime in with a few goals as well. So it made your life easier, and the support play was really good as well. So we had Mark Noble in there, and officing things, obviously, and marshalling things in the central midfield. And you had Kevin bombing on forward. And people underestimate how hard Kevin actually worked.
Yeah,
he worked so hard, Kevin Nolan, and it's just unbelievable how he got about the pitch. And Gary O'Neill as well was massive. He's the legs and engine in there too. So, and
that's without even mentioning Mark Noble,
And that's exactly. So we had workhorses in there that knew and understood the game, and just knew that being selfless was paramount to getting us out of this position.
A few words on Kevin Nolan. Obviously, what a captain, what a leader to have in this kind of situation.
Yeah, because you got to understand, he brought a nice team bonding together. Took a lot of pressure off, the gaffer as well, because he wasn't the eyes and ears, but he'd kind of mitigate. Is it mitigate a word?
Yeah.
He'd mitigate between the gaffer and the players. You know what I mean? He was the agent in between. Mediate. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. Mitigate. My God, Carlton. Yeah, but and you're there encouraging me, mate. Yeah. Mitigate's the word. No, and then he said mediate. I was like, let me say it. Anyway. Mediate. And yeah, so he was really good at that, and it actually made the whole team bond together and made a nice change room.
He got a bit of stick from the fans, Kevin Nolan. I think he was seen as kind of like he was just there because he was Sam Allardyce's boy, and I think that's why some of the fans kind of criticised him. But whenever you speak to players who played with him, they know, everyone speaks so highly of him, and you look at his goal record and the assists he's setting up. He's so integral to this team. Yeah,
listen, he was top notch. I went for a beer with him the other day before he actually got the West Ham role of late, and he loves the club. You can see he loves the club. He loves everything about it, and he just wanted to be back because I would say he had some of his best years there.
Yeah,
I know he was at Bolton for quite a while, but I think it really hit home when he came to West Ham. And he saw what it meant to the fans, and he saw the passion, and he saw everything that was connected, and he saw how the magnitude of the club and how big it was, and he just enjoyed it, man. And I know I don't blame him, to be fair, and he'll always be wanting to come back.
He played every single league game that season and scored 13 goals in the process. So he was close behind you by the end for top scorer.
Yeah, he was that's the sort of player he was. He was he was a proper goal-scoring, goal-getting midfielder, and that's what we needed at that stage, because everyone had to chime in with goals. We had a table of how many goals that everyone had scored, and what our targets were for each month. And as long as we were scoring those goals, we knew that we can fix our defence or stop leaking goals and all that sort of stuff. But we had to be scoring them too. So that's what our plan was, just to get as much goals as possible. But on the back end, we had to not concede.
Yeah. Speaking of not conceding, James Tomkins up here in the area. What a good-looking defender he is. Way too good-looking for a defender.
Yeah. The thing about James here, I think this season we wanted him to score, because he always gets on the end of crosses, but he never converts a lot. So we was like, please be your day. Please be your day today, Tonks. Please, I want that one finger celebration wheeling off. Come on, please, Tonks. Hit the target. Get on his head and it'll go over. Do you know what I mean? Or go wide. Always wanted him to score, man. But at least he was getting into positions to threaten. Do you know what I mean?
He managed 4 goals this season. It's not bad.
Yeah, he did. He scored quite a few, but he did miss quite a few as well.
He should have been double that. Joe James Tomkins actually man of the match in this game.
He was man of the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's a good game.
I thought I should have had it, to be honest.
Yeah, he's robbed you.
But yeah, I didn't actually mind who was man of the match. I just wanted us to score goals and just get out and win the game. That's all that mattered to me.
Yeah.
All the rest of it is all fringe stuff. I don't really care.
Yeah, games like this, it is literally you just got to walk away as the winner. It doesn't matter what happens in between.
Exactly. So it wasn't who was trying to get man of the match. I weren't trying to get man of the match. I was trying to play to the best I could to help the team.
Tom Ince as well, bursting forward. Tom Ince is a big threat. How much was he talked about before the match?
Oh mate, he had this little buzz around him. I think his dad was talking highly about him, saying he was going to Inter Milan or wherever it was, and I think he ended up at Blackpool, which was quite funny. But it was like, but to be honest, like he was actually playing good football, and he was a real threat in behind, and he could actually get on the end of things and finish. So that's where we were kind of obviously nervous whenever we got on side, and was having a run at our defenders because we knew how quick he was. So he was a massive threat, and we had to try and nullify that as soon as possible.
He can really drive at defences, can't he? Just grab the ball and just push on.
Yeah.
Scary in a game like this because it can make
scary in a game like this, exactly. But you forget that everybody's going through the same feelings you're going through, self-doubt and all that sort of stuff, and they're not being themselves. So but if you're in your head, if you can actually get over these things and try and play as good as possible.
Matty Taylor.
Matty
Little
Taylor
1-2. Great through ball here. Here's Carlton Cole. Chance for West Ham.
Yes.
Bosh. There it is.
There you go.
34 minutes on the clock. West Ham take the lead.
What a finish, Coley.
Look at that. Look at these scenes. Jogs back towards the West Ham fans. What's going through your mind here?
I'm thinking, come on, Coley, mate. You've worked to this point, and look, you've done it, mate. And it's like hard work and dedication. That's what's going through my mind at that time. And obviously, you wanted to celebrate with the players and the fans. And I just felt that it was all worked. I worked hard for the whole season to get to this stage, and score in the final, just like unreal, innit?
What a great movement!
But I knew this geezer was just on me, mate. This geezer was on me, mate. He just look how tight he was. But I was so good. I'd done so well with my touch to get it, and then try and get my body across him.
What a finish!
Obviously,
what a finish!
Yeah.
Look at the difference in emotions here between Ollie and Big Sam.
So yeah, man, I just felt the power, man. I just felt the power, and it was proper, and that's what we needed at that stage.
Ian Evatt's marking you in this game. Tight, like you say, very tight, but you got away from him there.
Yeah.
And now all the West Ham fans on the seat. Look at the bubbles on the pitch.
Yeah. You got to understand as well, like, obviously, they knew I was a threat, obviously, and then for him to obviously let me go like that, it wasn't actually his fault. It was a bit of quality. So the ball into me was quality. The run that I made was quality. So there's nothing he could have really have done, to be honest.
I mean, Matty Taylor as well got a shout out that assist. Wonderful left foot. Perfectly measured that pass in behind.
Yeah, he'd actually set me up a couple of times before that thing. So, and at the same position as well. There was a goal that he'd set up for me, and I think it was a lovely ball, and I kind of headed it. It was a diag, but this time I didn't take it down. I actually headed it towards goal, and I scored with it, which was we've done it before.
Look at these scenes.
I was confident that he'd hit me. Yeah,
West Ham fans in full voice now.
I was looking at a still shot of the West Ham fans one time, like after I'd scored, and I was celebrating, and it was amazing. Like you saw how many faces in the crowd were so happy, and people hugging each other. And then, actually, because of that one scene, I was in bed, by the way, and that one as I am nowadays, so I was in bed and I was thinking, this is amazing to make so many people feel so happy at one time, and it was because of your goal that you'd scored, and obviously it's a team goal, but obviously I was the one at the end of it, and I was thinking, do you know what a power to have. It's like a superhero power, innit?
Yeah.
And
you changed people's lives. You've still like that.
Can you just see?
Oh, Vaste with the chance. Oh, that's a big chance
Vaste
as well.
With the chance.
If he scores that, it's over. Big
That's
Sam knows it.
So I told you, Vaz was getting in these positions, mate. Like he should have scored at least a goal by now. So I was thinking, what is wrong with you, bro?
Another great ball. That's Nolan picking it out. Nolan with the sand wedge over the top. Oh, look at that. Great ball. That's enough.
It's a great ball. It's a hard chance to convert. It's a hard chance to convert, don't get me wrong, but I was expecting someone like him, because he's been so on it the whole season. I was thinking that's a goal. Do you know what I mean?
That's an easier chance than the one you scored.
Yeah, but not everyone can do that, Geese. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? This game's not cut out for everyone.
Yeah, we've got to say about your finish. That's like, it's not an easy chance. The ball's coming across you, like on the run. You've got to take a touch, and then you've got to hit it across the keeper.
Do you know what it is, right? You have to. You go into what you've learned over the years. So I've learned that. I've done that millions of times in training. Do you know what I mean? I've done things like that, but it's having the confidence to do it on the pitch on an occasion like this. That is where it counts. You know what I mean? So if I didn't get it right that time, all those times I'd practiced, it have meant nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I just knew I had to get it bang on here, or else. Don't be that guy, Carlton, where people say you're not good enough or you had a bad game. I was just in my head. I was not having a bad game. I'd already prepared before the game to not have a bad game, so that's why I was confident when I touched that ball and it sat out perfectly. It would go in.
Have a chance. Do you know what? Since we've scored that goal, you can feel like we're calm now. We're doing our stuff.
Yeah,
it's taken a lot of the tension out of the game. We're just playing. We're playing well now. We're back in control.
Yeah, we was back in control, but at the same time, we still had an inkling that anything could change at any time. I did as well, because I just didn't see, like when you go 1-0 up in a game, you just want to make sure that you do everything possible to get to at least a half time or unscathed. Yeah. And I don't think we done that, did we?
Well, we'll find out. Stick around. Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, how's Ince doing now? What's he doing with himself now?
Well, funnily enough, I just looked that up. He's at Stoke City in the Championship. So he's never really he had one season recent season in the Premier League with Huddersfield Town, and then went to Stoke. But you think it looked at this point that he was a Premier League player playing in the Championship, and his time would definitely come, but. Never really established himself in the Premier League.
Yeah, it was quite weird, that one. I thought he was a good player, to be honest, but I think overhyping can always cause complacency, man. And then he's still got it. He's still a good player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know the stuff that he obviously his dad played for West Ham and then posed for a picture with a Man United shirt before he'd signed for Man United, and so West Ham fans referred to Paul Ince as Judas. Real hatred. He would get like booed every time he played at Upton Park, and then on the day that transfers to his son, they're booing his son. I thought,
oh no, it's bag out of order.
especially when he's such a good player. Like, don't give him any more reason to play well today.
Yeah. Just add that on top of that. Your dad's not one of us. Do you know what I mean? So you're gonna take the brunt of this, son. This is on you. It's your fault.
Yeah, I thought we could do without booing him today.
Yeah, because you don't want him to boost him up. You know what I mean? He obviously wanted to score badly against us.
Coley, what a takedown there.
Mate,
just chested down a 70-yard pass, effortlessly laid it off.
Yeah, but you got to understand, listen, you see, at this stage, I knew I was confident now, because I've just scored a goal. Just get the ball into the big man, innit? Do you know what I mean? Just get the ball into the big man. I know I could take on this whole team if I want to now, do you know what I mean? But you get to that stage in this game where you're thinking, yes, I can help this team go on and push on further. But please, Vazte, finish your next chance. Do you know what I mean?
I know. But it's funny, we always say, we didn't particularly play well in this game. But you have to say, at this point, it's been fairly even. We've both had chances. We've put ours away. We look probably more in control at this point.
That's the whole point, though. We should have been more in control. Do you know what I mean? Really and truly, we shouldn't have actually we shouldn't have actually been in this position. We should have actually been about 2-3-0 up by now, I think. You know what I mean? And not just that, they've had their chances too. So it's still on the balance, I would say. But we didn't lock up shop the way that we should have.
But that, like you say earlier, that was a thing that went on this season. We'd get into position, real control, concede a goal, and then it kind of...
So that was the battle of the minds now. So we're like, obviously, it's all in our heads.
Did you have much...
So
do you have much like sport resiliency training? Do you have any like psychotherapists or like...
Well, everyone has their own thing, you know. Like I had my own thing that I had going on. I had a sports psychologist. I'll always champion a sports psychologist because as long as you're always thinking about the game and how to improve, you are going to improve at some stage. And I think there's a lot of the game that's stored in your head that you need to tap into. So that's where I was going with this game as well, because I tapped into that sort of energy, and it really worked for me. And I'm not saying it works for everyone, but it worked for me in this game.
I remember speaking to the Olympic rower Mark Hunter, who's a West Ham fan. I think he said he came down to talk to the players a couple of times. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah, I remember that, yes. He's a top lad, to be fair. He used to come in because he's a very motivational character. So he'd obviously help us through certain things, and we could relate to. I know he's a rower, but we could actually relate to the competitiveness of the sports, and you could understand where he was coming from. So I used a bit out of him, used a bit out of my own guy that I had, and just try to focus on the game as much as possible, but also take it on in the future with my career.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big part of the game, isn't it? Especially in such a tense situation as this, with so much to play for. You almost can't really think about it. You've just got to focus on your own game.
Yeah, you always have to focus on your own game, definitely. But you have to actually, the way you focus on your own game is by clearing your mind, and that's what I needed in this game. Just to say, do you know what? I just need to make sure that I'm at the top peak capacity of what I could do, and a lot of players were trying to do the same as well, and that's where we, I think we won the game psychologically.
Big Sam there barking some orders. He didn't he doesn't appear to be very kind of animated in this game so far. He never really I'm trying to think if he was much of a screamer on the touchline. Did he ever bark orders at you?
Yeah, definitely. But I'll tell you what did take a beating: that chewing gum in his mouth. Bloody hell, mate.
It's gonna be just dust by then. This game,
mate. It was going on turbo, mate. He's probably got no teeth left. You know what I mean?
Just gums.
Just gums, mate. He's grinding. That's what I'm trying to say. Like that, people show their emotions and show if they're nervous in different ways. Some people actually are nervous and they'll show it by playing good, and that was me.
Not a bad superpower to have.
Yeah.
Here we go, winding the clock down at the end of the first half. Now you're just thinking, just get to half time, right? Just get to half time,
man.
Sam can have a new chewing gum. You can have a cup of tea.
Do you know what I mean? Just chill out, Sam.
There we go. Howard Webb blows up. That's half time. Cameras on Carlton Cole. He's made the difference so far. Oh wow.
Look, strapping young lad he is, eh?
Gotta be pleased with that.
I was happy, mate. I was over the moon. I was thinking, all right, half the job done. Yeah.
Yeah, we're halfway there.
Let's not mess this up. Yeah. Please, because we're on track.
I think, and there we go. The players out for the second half now. Do you remember what Sam said at half time?
No. I actually don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you're in it, and you're not actually. You just have to do a job at that point in time in your life, and like all the irrelevant, all the stuff that culminates to you going out to get that result doesn't actually matter because you don't really dissect it. It was just a whole day for me, and it was just a blur. It's like I actually wasn't there. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, I actually can't remember what I'd done before the game.
Really?
I remember bits and bobs during the game, but I definitely can't remember what I'd done after the game. Because I think I was 5 bottles deep by then. You know what I mean?
Do you remember at what point you took the wig off?
No, I don't remember that either, mate. Oh, God.
So I reckon the half time. I mean, he's just going to say, "Keep doing what you're doing."
Yeah,
get the first 5 minutes right, all that.
No, we've obviously gone back into history. No, what did happen? Like, we obviously had gone back into our archives of I can't even swear on here, but belly ups, yeah. And it's like, listen, we don't want that to happen again. So what do we do to get out of it? We don't want that to happen again. So what do? We cannot have a repeat of that game when they came back. Do you know what I mean? Which ultimately ends up happening anyway.
Don't give it away.
Because as you can see from the kickoff, really, they were nervous because we was on them straight away.
Yeah.
So we're obviously on top of them still. And
at this point again, we've been playing with a better team up until now. I'd say we've had the better chances, and since we scored the goal, they've not really been in it. We're doing everything right. We're closing out the game.
Yeah,
you feel it. I mean, you've got to be feeling good at this point.
We're feeling good, and that's where you got to understand. Like, this game could just spin on its head straight, like, so quick. So that's why we knew that because we'd been through it a few times in the league already. So we was really conscious of not making mistakes and putting the foot wrong.
Yeah. And
I think what did start to happen, we started to get a bit too cagey and not playing in our fluent way.
Express it. You're not being expressive.
And as the time went on, we was like, okay,
Tomkins.
We're comfortable. And then we started to make a few silly mistakes here and there.
Gary O'Neill. Up down the line. Here's Carlton. Just a little bit of a slip there. I'm sure that's not going to come to anything. It's laid forward. Oh, suddenly Tomkins finds himself in. Reid's not tight enough. Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Yeah. I blame myself for that. I remember that. That's one thing I do remember. Because the ball come into me and I could have held it up better. And there's a little bit of a mistake from me, I think.
I think you're hard on yourself there. Because you say...
No, but shall I tell you what? Shall I tell you what came in my mind? And I'm not going to lie to you, yeah? I was thinking... When I was passing that ball back, right, I was thinking about what I'd done for Jermaine Defoe against Tottenham.
What after you've done it?
After I left the ball back and it was a bit loose, yeah?
Oh,
I thought, and then he'd gone on to score. I was like, oh my God, that's Jermaine Defoe over again, in my head. So I wasn't actually happy about that. I took that more. I know there's other defenders after, loads of defenders behind me and that, and we should be actually doing better than that defence-wise. But I just thought I had the responsibility there, and I was thinking, no, that was my fault there. It was my slip-up because it wasn't supposed to be like that. But we had to crack on and grind again, didn't we?
Yeah, I do think you're hard on yourself there because you're deep in their half. It's a layoff. Like, how many times have we seen a West Ham player lose the ball in the opposition's half so far in this game?
That was my standard. My standards were high, and I'd have made mistakes before, and I didn't want that to. And remember that Jermaine Defoe, we've talked about it on the podcast before, and it affected me. So obviously, I had flashbacks again in the flipping in the playoff final. So in my head, I'd done the same thing. So I was like, I've just made I knew I was going to mess up, and I've just done it there.
Oh,
and
really?
I know you're saying I was hard on myself. Yeah. So I know, and it's minimal stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's not really that serious, but it was at the time for me. It was a massive thing for me. That's how much I cared.
I mean, I think as well something's gone wrong with the defence there because Reid doesn't look like he's tight enough, and Ince's shot isn't the most powerful. It kind of just drifts. You kind of look at it and you think maybe Rob Green should be a bit further out there. He's on his line essentially, but goals change games now, and here's another chance for Blackpool, and Taylor off the line. Suddenly, the game's on its head, isn't it?
Exactly. So the control that we thought we once had has gone. So now it's time for us to not dwell on past issues and try and dig in and start again, really, because that's what it was. It was a reset button. Yeah. So we had to.
Were you near post there? Behind me.
Yeah, that was my position, the near post. So
How?
Yeah, it was a difficult thing just to wrap your mind around it. Say, listen, we need to get back in this game again So I had to just plug away again, win my battles again, and just try and keep on the front foot and try and keep the defence pinned back as much as possible, because I knew that was our only way to get out of this mess. And that was just coming from me. I don't know about the rest of the team, but I knew I had to do that job.
I always think it's probably the worst time to concede, isn't it? Just straight after the first, when you're 1-0 up, because it just throws your whole game plans completely on its head then.
Yeah, so we actually had to. That's what I'm saying. We had to rethink what we were doing with ourselves, and that is the most hardest thing to do, to readjust in a game, and try come with a different approach, mentally and obviously tactically.
Blackpool now really piling on the pressure. When something like that happens to you, is it on your mind at this point? Like, or can you just blank it out?
It's on your mind, man. Like, you're thinking, no, this is not going to happen here. Not at this stage. We've worked so hard to get to this point. So you're also trying to really to keep it together emotionally, because if as soon as you come off the thing that where you start to lose your control of the game emotionally and mentally, then you've lost the game already. So we had to try and pull together as a team to make sure that all of this is because that could have easily been another goal there. We was on the ropes. Do you know what I mean? So it was just one of those games that we just needed to make sure that we won this game, no matter what it took. So we needed the goalkeeper to be calm.
Yeah.
Green need to be calm. We needed our defence to be calm. Ball comes into me. I do my job. Hold up the ball. Get support. So we had to go back to basics.
Oh, big chance that for Blackpool coming quick after the goal. The good thing about that's a good thing about a quality goalkeeper like Rob Green as well. He knows how to control the flow of the game. He's like, we're under a bit of pressure now, slowing it right down.
Yeah,
Jordan
and I think that's a lot of experience, that is, because there's a lot of goalkeepers that actually get too excited and think, no, I've got to galvanise the team. I've got to get the ball out quicker. But when you're on the back foot, you need to kind of slow it down, kind of thing, and look at the whole spectrum of the game and think, you know what? I think now it's time to turn off the Bunsen burner and just wait and gather our thoughts and make sure that we get into the right position to hurt these lot. Yeah,
some worried faces from the West Ham fans there. You're thinking it's going to be one of those days. Tom Ince scoring the goal as well, with us having booed him.
It's just typical, isn't it?
I know.
It's just one of them games.
I think as a West Ham fan as well, you're inclined to be pessimistic about this kind of thing. You're like, oh great, here we go again.
Yeah, like obviously, I was thinking, oh no, Gary's gone off as well.
Was this an injury?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was an injury. I think he'd sustained it in the first half, and he was just seeing how he got through. But it was just one of those ones where I was thinking, oh, Gaz is off. He's a massive component to our system.
So what's happened here? So George McCartney's obviously a left back. So he's. So what?
Yeah. So I think he swapped sides. I think Guy Demel. Yeah. So Guy Demel went right back. I think. No, there was something. I think. I actually don't know. But all I know is Julian Faubert was on the pitch at one stage. I don't know. Did he come on, Julian?
Yes, he does come on. He comes on in it. He's going to come on in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, he came on. Yeah, he came on because I think Sam was switching things around, so I couldn't actually get to see what was happening.
So where would Gary O'Neill have been playing? Is he
central midfield on the left or right side of the centre? Yeah, on the left side.
So is George McCartney just taking his place in midfield, or is he kind of put Matty Taylor in there?
Yeah,
he's pushed Matty
Taylor's gone in. He's pushed Matty Taylor in, and then he's put George McCartney in.
Kind of left wing
left side, yeah.
Nolan there, getting in a bit of argy-bargy.
Yeah. This is what you need in midfield at this stage. You need to get a little bit amongst it.
Yeah.
And Nolan knew when to do that. Because he'd get on your nerves. When you used to play against him, he just gets on your nerves, doesn't he? Like, grinds on you. and he knew when to turn it on and off.
Whenever you see him like up close, like playing football, like he's always giving it the verbals. Was he a wind up for the opposition?
He's a proper wind up, man. Like he'll wind you up, or if he knows you as well, he'll be like, he'll just get on your nerves. Like you thinking, shut up, Nobby. Do you know what I mean? And he's always moaning. Look at his face now, like he's always moaning, like. Oh, but that's what Nobby's about. He's top class, man. I love that guy. I love him, man.
Yeah,
because he's a special person because he can. That's what I'm saying. He can spur you on. He makes you believe in yourself. Do you know what I mean? That's if you're his teammate. So there's nothing better than having that sort of person around you.
Yeah.
Like, look at I'm still there winning my headers and all that sort of stuff. Telling you, man, I'm doing my job, mate. Yeah, doing my job.
Oh, Guy Demel suffering. How was Guy Demel? I've never really talked to you about Guy Demel. Good teammate.
What a man he is, man. Such a powerful boy.
He's an absolute mountain, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's just a lovely person as well. Like he didn't get the credit of being such a good guy as well, because he's a real. If you personally knew him, you'd understand what I'm saying. He's a very humble person, quiet, got jokes, top geezer to have as a teammate. And him and Winston Reid are it's the tightest.
Oh, really?
Best friends. Yeah, they're best friends still this day. Guy was his best. He was his best man at his wedding.
Oh, fantastic!
So
did they know each other before West Ham?
No. They bonded at West Ham, really. And I don't know if they knew each other, but I think when Guy came, he came from a massive club in Germany, and he came.
Yeah, he came from Hamburg.
Well, yeah. So
and he's gone off injured here as well. So that's the second injury.
I knew Guy. Yeah. He used to get quite these niggles as well, Guy, and because he's such a big frame, it kind of affected him to put pressure on certain parts of his body. But obviously, it's not a bad substitute to have as well.
Julian Faubert, once of Real Madrid.
Yeah, so he came on and done really well for us.
Julian Faubert loves West Ham now. Though, do you follow him on Twitter? He's turned into a proper West Ham fan.
Has he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with Julian, he's like a proper. At the time, he was very hard to read. Like you don't know whether he's happy or sad. Sometimes he was a proper typical Frenchman, and you know what I mean. Sometimes you just can't read a Frenchman. Do you know what I mean? He was a typical Frenchman, and he got. I got along with him a lot, but I think a lot of people didn't really realise how quite funny he actually was. He was a top man. He was proper top geezer, but he didn't get the credit of being that person because it looked like he was always moaning. But French people moan all the time. I'm not saying that. Like they're very passionate, but they're very passionate about their craft or whatever they're doing in life, and they're very proud. So that's where people didn't receive him in the same way I would. You know what I mean? Because I understood why he was like that, because I played with an array of French players, so I knew what they really were like. So it was easy for me to adapt. But there's a lot of going to the East End and being a Frenchman sometimes don't bode well. It doesn't go together. But now you can see when things are relaxed, and now you can see actually he sees drive and passion for the club. Yeah. Now you understand he actually did have his best years with us. Yeah. And he appreciates it.
He was so quick as well, didn't he? There's a real pace on him.
Yeah, he was so quick, explosive. I remember his first training session. I think it was with Pardew. Pardew bought him, didn't he? And it was Alan Kirbishley. Sorry,
2007, June 2007. So
and we'd been in I think where was we? We was in Spain or something like that on the pre-season tour and doing pre-season out there. And obviously he'd come in, and when you first saw this geezer, man, he was just a bullet. Like he was just big like that, muscles coming out of everywhere.
Muscles on muscles.
Proper big muscle head. Do you know what I mean? Like top guy though. Like, and he come with a big rep as well. So he was like, and I played against him for the England under-21s and France 21s team, and so I played against him a few times, and I just knew that this guy he's a component.
He played 17 times for France under 21s, and we signed him from Bordeaux. He'd played 99 games and scored 10 goals. So real kind of pedigree.
Yeah. So I just knew that he was a proper unit, and he came in, and like obviously the first training session, you saw how quick he was, but then I was right next to him when he had his first injury. So he basically tried to push off because he had so much power, and he snapped his Achilles, and I heard it go pop, and I was like, oh my god, what's that? I thought it was his knee, but it was actually his calf. It just snapped.
And what? And it just snapped back up his leg.
Ruptured. Yeah, it's ruptured. And then he was out for ages, wasn't he? So we didn't get to see the best of him till later on. Yeah,
so he signed that summer of 2007 and did his Achilles in July 17th, like a month after signing, and then he was out for 6 months.
Yeah.
But I guess the tough thing is when you rely on pace so much. Oh, here you go. Carlton's fed in. Vazte checks back. Pass it in. Oh, Taylor. Oh, and Vazte's offside. That's a well-worked chance there. That's the first time we've kind of come back into the game.
Yeah, so that's when we start to get a bit more belief that we can get back into this game properly. And like the 60th minute now, so we're obviously
great
trying to probe, trying to make things happen. But we knew we had quality. As soon as we get in on goal, we knew that we could do something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we just needed Vazte to come up because he hadn't come up trumps yet.
It's funny, isn't it? You must have had games like this where you've been on a fantastic run of form, and then it comes to the big game, and it's like, what's happening today?
Yeah. Do you know what it is? We just needed to hang in there in this game, and we knew as long as like we just kept on doing what we were doing and get in the right positions, we'd convert one of these chances. So that was the main thing for me and a lot of people on that pitch at that time.
Yeah. Before the game, do you make any plans for a game like this? Do you make any plans about what you're going to do if you're going to win, like where you'd go after, or do you not even talk about it?
No, to be honest, like our whole families were there. Obviously, everyone wanted to get off to holiday after this. You know what I mean? So there was no planning about going out or nothing like that. So everyone wanted to go home. But yeah, like at this stage, I think all our families were there after the game. We just wanted to just get off and go on our holidays. Some players had the holiday the same day, so they're just trying to get to the airport straight after the game. So extra time was not an option.
Oh God! What a shot, Carlton! Well taken. Oh yeah, man, what a shot! We're back in it now.
Goalkeeper was doing wonders.
Another great
I thought
first
that was a goal, to be honest. As soon as that left me, I was thinking, bang, that's a goal. Shoot across the goalkeeper. Who's coming in for a tap in? Nobody. It's not what we'll get taught in training, is it? It was a great save, though.
Yeah, fantastic save. Great shot. Oh man, we're back in it now. We're back. You can feel the momentum is with us now. That's down the far side. Do you remember where you went on holiday after this?
I think I will. I can't remember now. Where'd that go? Oh, look at the stature of this man.
What a save!
I just knew what I was doing from as soon as that ball came to me.
That's so sweet. Oh,
yeah, I know. Man. I thought it was a goal. As soon as it left my foot. Showed the ball, boom, turn, bang, goal. But you do it all the time in training, but you just don't. You don't have the goalkeeper saving them in your head, do you?
When you visualise.
I just knew I had to shoot across because that's the main thing you get taught, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're
fans getting behind us now.
We're in ascendance in this part of the game now. So yes, we've got control again, and we're looking to make something happen.
Oh, Matty Taylor, rare mistake. Oof.
Yeah.
Do you think, what in your head, do you have a sense of where this is going to go? Did you feel like we're going to win this, or is it so 50-50 in your head at this point?
Yeah, still, I'm thinking, listen, just anything, just get a ball near me around the goal. I'm having a shot and I'm going to make sure it goes in because I can't be there. I've got places to go. I knew I knew that No, my flight went until the next day because I remember that much. I don't remember where I went. I can't remember where I went. I must have gone to America somewhere, New York or something. I went. Yeah, I did. I went to New York. Oh yeah, I went to New York with the family.
Oh man, it's funny to think if we lose this game, you're in for a very different summer, right? Isn't it? Like there's probably there's cutting costs, and who knows what this team may well have been broken up. And suddenly, like the future of West Ham looks really bleak.
Yeah, so we just knew what was riding in the game. As the time got closer to 9th minute as well, we're thinking, boys, come on,
I am on holiday.
Yeah, forget about that holiday, mate. We need to win this game because this is not going our way at the moment. So we needed to really grind, and we had to make sure we deserved that holiday we were going on. You know what I mean? Otherwise, that holiday would have been so bleak. And we just knew what was riding on this game, so it was just not an option to lose.
Had you practiced penalties if it had come to penalties?
Yeah, we had practiced penalties, so that was a big option for us if it didn't go too well.
Were you confident if it had gone to penalties that you'd win?
You can never be too confident on any sort of penalties situation. You don't know what's going to happen, do you know what I mean? All you can do is control yourself, but you don't know what your mate might go through, do you know what I mean? So I've missed a penalty before, and it wasn't a great one.
In a penalty shootout?
Not in a shootout. I've never missed in a shootout, but I missed in a match, and then I hadn't been on them for quite a while after that, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was always saying I should take more penalties because I'd have got a better goal ratio as a striker.
I think you've said to me before, like your favourite kind of goal, you like it where it's like instinctive, where you don't have to think about it. But I guess the penalty is the complete opposite of that. You've got lots of time to think about it.
It's like a mind. It's a battle of the minds, isn't it?
Big chance for Blackpool.
Yeah, Blackpool. They're still trying to get in there, and they're still having their chances.
Dobbie.
You know.
But
we've just riding our luck a little bit.
I tell you what, like the chances they've had, it's not really resulted in a good save. Like apart from that Rob Green one in the second minute.
Yeah.
They've just had howlers when they've had big opportunities like that. They've not even managed to get it on target.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I swear, if you'd given me that opportunity there, I would have definitely scored that. Do you know what I mean? Because we was getting in. I knew that if I just had one of those chances, because they had some clear-cut chances, man. If you look at it, they had chances that if I had that opportunity, I think I'd have banged the goal at least one or two. Yeah. But it just didn't work out for them. But probably on another day, they would have banged the one or two as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it just didn't work out for them the way they thought it would. And those chances were critical in the end.
Quick word on George McCartney. He's obviously come on. He never really seemed to smile. Was he much of a laugh around the training ground?
He's got a dry sense of humour, isn't he? He loves playing little tricks on people. Him and Nolan and Mark Noble, they just got on like a house on fire. He's just a dry Irishman, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like a dry-witted Irishman.
Vazte on the far side, looping the ball in. Oof, looking for the near post. He can't find you. He's disappointed with that. He was like, where were you, Carlton?
Mate, I'm there. Like, still find me, please. Do you know what I mean? I was probably saying, mate, you should have gelled your hair before you come out on the pitch. Maybe you'd have done better today.
Do you see much of Vazte now?
He comes in when he's trying to stay fit. He comes into the academy, nice. And I get to see him. And there was one time he came in, and actually this game was playing as one of the Sky Sports games. That they were showing like a feature game, obviously, on player finals, and we was actually watching ourselves on the screen. It was quite surreal, actually. It's like, oh, those are the good old days, eh? But we're still young, you know what I mean? Like, it's really weird. But it's nice to be etched in history like that and playing, because that's what I'm saying. These games are so nice to play if you win it, and you get good memories, and that's what West Ham's given me the opportunity to do. So I'm very grateful.
So we're coming up to 70 minutes. How is this game as you remember it so far? Has anything surprised you about what you've seen?
Not really, no. Like, I knew that they'd had a lot of chances, but I don't remember their chances, to be honest. I knew they had chances.
I always thought that we've actually played better than I remember, because I always thought, chance there,
rubbish, didn't you? Yeah.
I thought we really didn't play well.
I thought we were really bad. Yeah, I thought we were really bad.
But we're not. We're not that bad. We've given away they've had a few.
But having the team that we had, we should have been dominating. That's what culminated into having a bad game, because the team that we had, we should have just dictated. But that's what this game's about, man. Like, sometimes even if you got the better players, it doesn't matter.
Winston Reid's done well there to kind of block that shot. I always think it's much better to be a striker than a defender, because if as a defender, if you make a mistake as a defender, you're going to concede a goal more than likely, and that just destroys the game. It's such a much more tense game for a defender than a striker, because if you miss a chance, you might get another chance in a minute.
Depends how you look at it and what team you're playing for. If you're playing for a team that cuts open defences all the time, and always in front, you get loads of goals because you get a lot of chances. But with a team like West Ham, we didn't create a lot of chances, to be honest. In my whole time at West Ham, we're not like a creator of a lot of chances. So I knew as a forward, I had to my conversion rate had to be high. So every time I did get a chance or got in a goal position, I had to at least get 1 out of 2 chances on target, and maybe that scores. You know what I mean? It's not like we was Man City or Liverpool right now, when they're getting loads of a bunch. Do you know what I mean? And then on top of that, like when we had that conversation on the Footballer's Guide to Football, is when remember when Jermaine Pennant says it's the hardest position on the pitch. But it is, because mentally, if you're the striker, you've got to be
They're looking to you to win the game,
create and get a goal. They're looking to you to win it. So it's high. So I always think being a striker is hard, really hard. But yes, you're right. It has its.
Tom Ince there, he's just cutting through. McCartney, superb stuff. But he's so dangerous, Tom Ince.
Always.
Oh, look at him, just tenacious as well, winning the ball back. Should say as well, if you're enjoying this chat, Carlton and I have a podcast with Marlon Harewood, once of the West Ham parish, which is called The Footballer's Guide to Football, lifting the lid on everything that happens before your first kind of big Premier League game. That's what's happening in this series. You mentioned Jermaine Pennant there. We've also had on Jimmy Bullard, had Jermaine Defoe on a couple of weeks, and we're talking about Joe Cole and Sean Wright Phillips in the next few weeks as well. So it's fun. I've found it so fascinating to be able to talk to these guys that you played with, and for them to open up and reveal so much about what really goes on. I'm enjoying it. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, definitely. Yeah, got Wayne Bridge coming on. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, so great, Wayne Bridge. We're getting
some quality. We're getting some quality on now. Well, we always had quality, but obviously now it's getting better, and everyone's coming on board. Also, I'm going to finish off. I have to talk about this defending thing, because defender v attackers, yeah. So defenders always have that one slip up, and they might concede a goal, but then you've got another line of defence after you where your goalkeeper can save you. Do you know what I mean? So I think the hardest position on the pitch is a striker.
Yeah, I see your argument.
Like that.
I see it like that. Look how nervous everyone is, all the fans. It's not enjoyable at this point. If you're a fan of either side, it's just like, I just hope we get out of this. Noble's had a good game, but
Noble's always has a good game. He's Mr. Consistent, mate.
Yeah,
Mr. Consistent.
What's Noble like on a day like this? Is it? He's not laughing and joking, is he? But I guess no one is before the game.
No, everyone's serious at this stage of life. You know, this is not a laughing and joking matter, mate. Like, things are not going the way was planned. You know what I mean? So it'd be a laugh and a joke if it was 4-0 up. You know what I mean? But it's not no laughing matter right now. This is life or death for everyone. And the worst thing about it, these lot are from Blackpool, so they don't have to see their fans like going home. We have to see our fans, mate. We're from London. I was going
to make that point. You look around the Blackpool end. There's so many empty seats. Obviously, then they're not the same kind of stature as club of West Ham. But I was kind of thinking, look at these empty seats just on that far side. You're like, this means so much to us. And there's not. This is not a Premier League team we're facing. We deserve to be on this in the top echelons of football.
Definitely, and that's why the football gods were smiling on us today.
Oh man.
It was supposed to happen.
That's not bad. That's not a bad shot. That Rob Green's done well to get down low there.
Yeah.
At this point, you're thinking this is anyone's game. It's just going to take that one. It's next goal wins.
That is basically
God, great bit of defending there. Go on.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Your job's kind of just outside the 6-yard box, is it?
Yeah, always controlling that area. So that go and attack that ball, get it out of danger. That's what I've done. That role actually gave me a lot of confidence as well, because that was
you get involved.
I knew I'd take a lot of pressure off of my team.
Yeah. So what was your position for offensive corners? Where do you hang around? What were you doing back then?
I'd hang around in the edge of the box, and then usually I'd charge in on the goalkeeper.
Right.
So not try and take him out, but try and put him off. I'd stand on the goalkeeper and try and put him off.
Stand on his toes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And then once in a while, I'd kind of peel off to the far post and then try and get in. So I've just done it from different positions, and Kevin Nolan is always on me. Distract the goalkeeper, Coley. Distract. I was like, why? Why don't you go and distract him? Do you know what I mean? Let me score. He goes, yeah, because if you go, it takes a lot of players with you, and then I get the space. I was like, no, you go, and I get the space. So how about that?
I'm the striker.
So anyway, me and him, but we came to an understanding, because me and Dobbie, we always have a laugh and a giggle anyway. But I respected him, so I done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew it was for the best of the team.
He's a good finisher, isn't he, Nolan, as well? Like, especially rebounds. He was always there or thereabouts. Always in the box.
That's what he was known for. That he was always in the box, in the right positions, sniffing out the danger, and then making sure he puts it in the net.
Look at these West Ham fans.
Yeah, they're struggling right now, aren't they?
So stressed. I think these games are awful, because it's
a few hair follicles came out this game, innit, for a few points.
A few nails bitten. A bit of a chance there for Jack Collison. Because you're just like, not only have you, like, the pain of relegation is one thing, but then you've got a whole season where you're there, you're nearly getting promotion, and then you're minutes away from promotion. But then if you don't get promoted, you've got another year. So it's a three years of your life of dedicate are all coming down to these few moments, that relegation, the opportunity to get back, and then a whole nother year if you get promoted at that.
Stress level.
But actually
mate.
But when you really think about it, it's even worse than that, because if you don't get promoted here, the team has to break up. You're just even more trouble than you were before. So it's so much. There's so much riding on it. You can't even think about it. Collison cutting in here. Oh, he gets his foot under that. But there's so much I mean, I always think as a player, if you're a top Premier League player, that as you were at that time, if we don't go up, I mean, it's a disaster. But there's always that opportunity that you could go back to the Premier League with another club. I mean, it's just super disappointing. But as a fan, you're stuck with this. If it doesn't work out,
that's the thing. And look, obviously, I had my opportunities to leave at that season, and I knew I'd have been able to get another club if the club was didn't want my requirements anymore and didn't need me as a player, because I still, although I did cut my wages, I probably for another season I'd be on a bit too much money to sustain to do another year in the Championship. So I felt that we needed this game, man, because I didn't want to leave. I didn't want I have to uproot my family and go somewhere. It's just been it would have been such a big disappointment for me, and then I'd be living with regrets all my life. Do you know what I mean? So I knew what was riding on this game. It's not just about West Ham. It was about me, my personal issues that I had as well.
Yeah. So do you think, hypothetically, if West Ham don't win this game, you probably would have got a transfer? Kevin...
Probably, because it would have been the right thing to do for the club as well. Yeah. And financially...
McCartney with the ball. Nolan. Off the bar. Taylor
I remember this.
Oh, Kevin Nolan, he can't believe it.
Yeah. I was thinking, goal, yeah. There we go. Dobbie, chicken dance.
You know, the weird thing about this, I think we might get it on the replay, but it's actually an unbelievable save, I think. If we look at this angle, he gets just a hand to it to flick it onto the bar.
It's great techers as well.
It's difficult. I remember thinking at this point, you're like, okay, you know, we're on it now. We're getting chances, but at the same time, you're thinking we've just hit the bar. It's not our day. This is a bad
day again. Yeah. So, but listen, you just keep on plugging away. Something's gonna give. You know what I mean? And that's what happened, man. That's what happened. Obviously, our midfield as well is working overtime.
They're clocking up the miles, aren't they? No boys everywhere.
Right. Working overtime, playing with passion and then when you see like Winston Reid stepping up to the plate as well, because he started to build himself into this game, and they started to get less and less chances, and then we just started to dominate even more. And look, you got to understand that at this stage of the game, anything can happen still. But when you see your defenders are still on the ball and still doing the right things, that just gives you an extra boost to say, I've got to step up to my plate and do my job as well.
Yeah, 81 minutes.
So it's nerve-wracking stuff now, mate. It's like on the edge. Everyone's on the edge of their seat. Anything can happen. Kevin Nolan still grinding away, annoying people. But in the back of his mind, he's thinking, come on, Coley, give me some magic, man. Do something, man, please.
Save our bacon.
Yeah, because
you haven't had many chances, mate. They're like...
And you got to understand as well, for the whole season, yeah? You got to understand, we hadn't won a game late on. We hadn't scored a goal this late in the game.
And also,
if you look
back,
back,
not just this season.
If you look back,
West Ham's history. When have we won big games in the last minute like this?
So the omens weren't in our favour, mate. It was like, damn, nothing's gonna actually. This is not. So we had to overcome that. We had to overcome that. Do you know what I mean? That deficit. We've done all right. We've done all right in the end.
Oh man. So we edge 82 minutes coming up on the clock.
Yeah.
Oh man. The
tension stuff. It's tense right now. I'm tense right now. Still to this day. I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, bloody hell, mate. Are we actually going to win this game? I don't think we are. What happens?
How did you feel about Howard Webb? We haven't talked about the ref. You admitted
it's top, innit he?
Do you enjoy it? Do you think he was top? Yeah. I don't think he was the best ref in the land at this point.
Yeah, he's top. He's a top referee, man. You got to understand that. He's proper calming. Have a little bit of banter with you as well, but you knew you had a top ref in him. So any decisions, you knew that it would be fairly given.
Yeah, he had the players' respect. Is that fair?
Yeah. Howard Webb always had the players' respect. So. Yeah, I think he's a top referee, to be honest. When I saw him as the referee, I just knew that it gave me a lot of confidence.
Look at this, Rob Green. Look, the gamesmanship here. I think look at that right in his face. Is that Ian Evatt, the guy who's marking you, right in Rob Green's face?
Yeah, he's one of those players, man. He's just trying to grind on you. That's what he's doing. What's he doing in front of him like that? It's like picking up with England players. I'm going to get on your nerves today. Look at Dobbie.
That's a horrible place to concede a free kick, isn't it? There. And what's happened is the ball's gone up the other end now. West Ham with the corner. It's end to end, man.
It's end to end, mate.
Look at the fans.
It's like a basketball game now, man. Fans are cheering us on. Come on, get us over the line. Come on, lad, you can do it.
Jack Collison barking the orders. Where are you here? Oh, you're hanging back, are you?
I'm just hanging
Noble
back,
on the corner. In it comes.
I'm thinking, just land on my head. Oh
man, the tension. We're finding a lot in these last 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We find a lot of joy down this side.
Yeah,
Matty Taylor pushing on. Suddenly it's just opened up at the back. Baptiste's taking a kick. Ian Evatt, the wind up.
Yeah, it's always in everyone's faces, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he's got oof, that's nasty. Vazte with the flicks and tricks.
Yeah.
Oh, right on his knee. Oh, he's lucky to be on the pitch. He's got his studs right on his knee. What's he giving here? Free kick to Blackpool. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I'll just sing his praises.
I tell you what.
Howard.
We've used 2 subs at this point, haven't we? With 2 injuries, and then Vaste's gone down with the studs on a knee. And that was a nasty one. He could have well have gone off there.
Yeah.
Who was the backup striker? So Nicky Maynard on the bench. That would have been your backup strike partner.
Yeah. Luckily, Vaz could run it off.
Oh, thankfully. Let's see what you can do.
God.
Let's see what you can do in the last few minutes if he's able to run this.
Yeah, let's see what he could bring to the table, eh?
It's funny. I mean, everyone talks about Ricardo Vaste in this game, but he hasn't had a great game at this point. Missed a few chances, but it's been tight for I'd say most of our chances have been half chances. You haven't really you've not really had a sitter. Well, any big chance at all. West Ham win a free kick. Carlton Cole there, getting in the mixer.
Yeah,
Ferguson not happy.
Just experienced. I bought it. So get us up the field. That's what you get taught, didn't you? So.
Here we go. We're edging towards the 86th minute. Mark Noble with a free kick, pushing on. We've been playing well. West Ham fans in full voice at this point. We've been playing well the last 10 minutes. Had a couple of chances, hit the bar. In comes Tomkins, into the roof of the net. Tomkins got a little bit of a tash here, he's left it.
Yeah, Tonks is. I don't know what he was thinking there, mate. Didn't even have a shave before. You're going on TV, geez.
Yes.
Come on.
It's the most, the most prize money of any football game in the world.
Everyone's watching, mate. Everyone's watching. Do something about your Barnet and your Tash.
The ball is lumped upfield. Reedy with a header. He's had a good game, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
Colton in the mixer. Look at that. So you're in the mixer there. Won the ball back. Nolan on this far side. Nolan looks up. Threads a ball across there. Colton Cole. He gets it out of the keeper's hands. Vaste. There we go. What a moment. There's the 6-pack.
Wow. There's the 6-pack. There's the beast.
There's who's that? McCartney's there. Faubert's there. Enjoys Noble. Tomkins.
Mate, I was just so relieved.
Look at that.
Mate.
There's the bubbles.
Mate.
Look at the Blackpool fans.
I was thinking, do you know what I was actually thinking? I was thinking, that is amazing. We actually beat, because as I told you before, we hadn't scored a late goal that whole season. That wasn't on our side, so I was thinking, oh my God, thank God for that. We've done it. We cracked the code.
Look at that, Carlton, how well you do there. You don't get enough credit for that.
Yeah, I was thinking, see that ball, just there, the ball spun away from me. I was thinking, oh mate, I could have been me. If that ball didn't spin away, I would have had a nice little tap in. But then it span away, so I said the only other thing I could do is hook it away from this goalkeeper to keep it momentum going. And it worked out that Vaz was there. I didn't know he was there.
Didn't you?
Wrong. I didn't actually know. I knew he was in and around, but I didn't know he was there in that position for him to come in like that. And it sat perfectly for him.
Yeah, you just knocked it out. You just keep it alive, innit? Is that what you're told in striker?
Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, but I just wanted to keep it alive anyway, because you don't want it to go out. Do you know what I mean? You don't want it to go out, and then they just take time and doing reset and all that sort of stuff, and then we get into penalties. So just keep it in play.
I just saw Sam there putting a new chewing gum.
Oh mate,
to get in for the last minute.
Gum, it's disintegrated. Have you ever seen a chewing gum disintegrate?
It's just dust.
It's disappeared.
Blackpool had a chance there. You just want to. Oh, there we go, Rob Green. Just get on the ball. That's it.
Yeah, that's the calmness that you need. When I saw that, I was like, okay, breathe.
That's what you want. Yeah, breathe.
That's what you want.
You always think about that goal as being right at the last minute, but you still got. There's more than enough time for stuff to go wrong. Yeah, it's a late winner, but it's not that late.
Yeah. So we just needed to get to the end of this game.
And then you see the double.
I was going to go to the corners. As soon as I got that ball, I was trying to go to the corners, mate. So I waste time over there. Go to the corners, man. Go to the corner flag and just hold it up.
Run out. Look at Rob Green. He's going the long way round.
He's going round. Where's he going? Why is he running over there for?
And a double
mate.
sub now. You know, Blackpool, they've got to throw the kitchen sink here in the last few minutes. Off comes Scott Dobbie. He's missed a few chances.
Yeah, he missed a few chances that game. He could have been their hero.
Yeah, double sub. So who's this coming? So it's a midfielder and a striker, Roman Bednar and newer Dicko.
Yeah.
So you know you're in. At this point, are you getting told to drop back here? Is your role changing at this point?
No. I'm trying to get the ball further up. Further up the pitch and try and keep it in their half, basically, and that's the main thing, which we was trying to do all game, to be honest.
Taylor.
So I know that I've got...
Taylor hits that in a rosette. The West Ham fans ain't throwing that back in a hurry either.
But at this stage, I just knew that my game had come to, I knew I'd done my job, do you know what I mean? So I knew that we just need to get up the field. And every time the ball come near me, I knew that I'd try and retain it or I'd get a flick on. So it was really working for me at this stage. So I was just like, thank God that Vazzy scored. Now we've got something to protect. Late.
Sam is like, he's pointing, he's losing his mind, Sam.
He's on the pitch, mate. He's on the pitch. I think the referee's coming over to tell him, get off the pitch, mate.
So Jeff Hurst there in the stand. He's not smiling yet.
Yeah.
Not
yet.
You're happy, but there's tension. Here's Nolan. Nolan, just get foot on the ball, get it out wide. Matty Taylor down the line. Carlton to chase. We're now in the 91st minute. I don't think they put the board up yet, have they? I think this is the... We're getting close to Jack Collison's moment.
Yeah, Jack Collison's mess up.
Heart in your mouth in a minute. Blackpool, at this point, they're just going long ball. Just getting the ball into the box.
Get it in the box.
It's a war now, isn't it? It is just...
Yeah.
All hands on deck. Oh man! Another long ball into the box, and this one's gone too long. Over comes Rob Gray, thinks about it. Look at that composure.
Love it, Robbie. Look at him! Look at the dive. Oh, it's embarrassing, isn't it? It's actually embarrassing. I hope he looks back at this and thinks, "What was I doing?"
Oh, there was a goal again. Ricardo Vazte. Look at those scenes. Oh man. Mate, that big toe, that left boot. Look, you can see it.
Left boot, mate. Hooked it.
There's a great shot here. Hopefully, we'll see it in a second. But as you're running around celebrating, there's a great coming up in a second. Look at this shot. Oh wow, what a moment! Look. Oh,
yeah, it's amazing.
Look at what it meant to everyone.
That describes that whole.
Oh, here's Carlton.
Oh, mate.
Taking it down. He thought about it.
Yeah.
Actually, Joe,
let's go to the corner. I think I'll go to the corner, so I'm not going to mess this one up too. I've had too many flashbacks, mate. I'm not having it.
Oh, Matty Taylor. I'm sat just in front of this. This is where I'm sat. Look at those Blackpool fans. Long way home for those boys.
It is.
Matty Taylor as well in the corner, holding it up. Oh. So we're edging towards the 93rd minute.
I actually don't remember this part of the game.
Really? You're just like...
Yeah, this is just going through the motions now, just trying to...
You're holding it up. Oh, it goes down. Webb going to get a free kick? That looked like a foul. He's given those in this game. Here's the long ball forward. Where's Jack Collison? Jack Collison in the middle here. Here's Jack Collison. Oh, blimey, he's lost it.
Oh, no! What was he doing? No!
The rugby tackle. Oh, that tackle from Reid as well. I mean,
it's underestimated.
Jack Collison just lost his mind. He's gone for the waist.
Oh God!
I tell you, I mean, if Reid's feet get tangled there and he goes down,
we're finished. We're finished. And then we just have to allow Crainey.
This we're like coming up to the 94th minute. No, he wanted the free kick.
This is what you call it. That's squeaky bum time. That's what the. Who invented that word? Squeaky bum time.
I think it was Ian Dowie, wasn't it?
Yeah, squeaky bum time. What? Squeaky bum time. This is the definition of squeaky bum time.
Here we go. Look at the Blackpool players now. This is the last chance saloon. I remember.
Yeah, this is that.
They're all forward, and this one too long. It goes out of play. Oh, this is what a moment this is. So actually, I've got a bit of inside gossip here. So I was sat down that corner. Matty Taylor speaks to the ref, Howard Webb, and Howard Webb says it's over. And so Matty Taylor's now celebrating before Rob.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Matty Taylor's punching the air, and I was like, he must have chatted to the ref.
Yeah. Oh, mate, what a feeling, man.
What a feeling. Here we go. Rob Green's going to take an age over this goal kick. Ollie knows the time is up. When this kick comes in, Rob Green comes up, the players collapse. Look at these.
Yes. I was thinking, how much extra time?
Faz-Tay, he's done it. He had that one.
Yes.
He buried the chance he needed to bury.
Yeah, mate.
There's Papa Bubba Diop, as discussed.
Big Papa.
As discussed on the Footballer's Guide to Football podcast, available everywhere you get your podcasts. Look at the scenes. Oh, people in tears.
Yeah,
West Ham back in the big time, back where we belong.
Deservedly so.
What a sliding doors moment in the history of West Ham, still in the Premier League to this day because of what happened on this day in 2012. Look at the scenes. What are you doing? Do you remember what you did at this point? We haven't seen you pop up. Oh, there you go. You're hugging. There you are.
Yeah. Just saying, well done. We've done it, boys. Well done. Fantastic.
There's Big Papa.
Let's go on holiday.
Big
Papa, you know. Papa or Carlton is one of the two. Looks the same from behind.
Yes. There's the punch of the camera.
Yes. Amazing time, man. Amazing.
So looking back, Carl, where does this day stand in all the days you've had in your career?
It's definitely up there with like the most special day ever. It's just the whole day, the whole scenario. It was just a massive test in our character as a team, and we came up trumps, man. And look, yes, the gaffer's got a lot to do with it, but you got to put a lot down to the players. We knew that we deserved it, but we didn't believe in that hype. We actually dug in and worked hard for each other that whole season. And we knew that we had to just stay together as a bunch and just grind it out, and that's what we did. We've done it, and obviously the fans had a massive part to do with that as well. It didn't go as to plan because we thought we was going to win the league, but we didn't win the league, and we went. And they do say if you're going to go up,
this is the way to do it.
This is on hindsight. This is the way to do it. You know what I mean? So it worked out in the end for us, and what a happy day that was for us.
Yeah,
as a club.
Look at the fans, look at how much it means, and what an amazing day. As a fan, I think in the modern era, this was top class. I know we had the playoff win in 2005, but to win it like we did on this day, in like the dying embers of the game, what a fantastic feeling, and to do it at Wembley as well. What a fantastic
that's a
day
special
out.
time. Yes, yeah. So for any neutral, even and I think after this game there was the Champions League game, wasn't there? So
later
I actually watched that game. Yeah, the Chelsea, was it Chelsea?
Yeah.
Somebody else.
Chelsea Bayern Munich.
Obviously my mate Ashley Cole and Joe Cole was involved in that. I think it was Joe Cole involved in that one. I remember Ashley in that game anyway. And I went to watch that game straight after this, so that's what I'd done. I remember now, and then I was flying off the next day.
Wow.
So it was a massive day for the whole club and massive day for me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everybody for watching along to our special commentary edition replay of the 2012 playoff final. If you've enjoyed this chat, feel free to listen to mine and Carlton's podcast with Marlon Harewood called The Footballer's Guide to Football. Plenty of guests on there as we look back on the early days of footballers' careers and find out what motivated them and what their experiences were like, and just lift in a few funny stories along the way as well. So have a look on it. Go on your podcast app and search for The Footballer's Guide to Football. Carlton, thank you so much.
Yes.
It's been so enjoyable to relive this again. Fantastic result in the end, 2-1 to the Hammers. Thank you everybody for watching along at home. Stay alert, stay at home if you can. Protect the NHS. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.